we have a really good fight coming up on June 10th between Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez. And in this video, I'll be telling you guys why Teofimo Lopez beats Josh Taylor. Now, this is a really tough fight to call. Both fighters are super talented, super skilled, proven, have very good resumes, and in my opinion are true, respectable, elite fighters. However, in this video, I'll be telling you guys why Teofimo Lopez defeats Josh Taylor. Now, my first reason for saying that Lopez beats Taylor is youth. Now, Josh Taylor is a young guy in his own right, to be fair. However, Teofimo Lopez has youth on his side, and because of that, he has a lot of physical attributes on his side due to him being younger. Now, as I said, Taylor isn't an old guy at all. He is relatively young as well, but Teofimo Lopez, his youth definitely favors him in this fight, and because he has that youth, he also has a lot of hunger due to that, but his youth will favor him due to athleticism and speed and reflexes, and because of that, youth is a fair advantage for him. The second reason that Lopez beats Taylor is his counter-punching ability. Now, this is going to be a fight where I see Josh Taylor most likely being the guy pressing forward. I've analyzed this fight, I've thought about it in my head, and what I see happening is I see the fight being fought at relatively close range with Taylor coming forward and Teofimo not necessarily fighting on the back foot but being pushed back. Now, when this happens, I do see Josh Taylor being vulnerable to counters from Teofimo Lopez. We saw Jack Catterall was able to land the right hand all night against Josh Taylor back in February of 22, and in this fight, I see the uppercut being a very good shot for Teofimo Lopez in this fight. I see him being able to counter with hooks as well and right hands. His counter-punching ability is very good, definitely better than Josh Taylor's, and I see Taylor leaving himself open to some counters when pressing the action, and due to that, I see Teofimo Lopez's counter-punching definitely being an advantage for him. The third reason is activity. Now, neither fighter has been super active in their careers. However, Teofimo Lopez has been making an effort to be more active as of late. When you look at how often he's been in the ring, he hasn't been super active. However, he fought twice in 2022. Taylor only fought once, and he fought 6 months ago when this Taylor fight happens. While Taylor's last fight was all the way in February of 2022, Teofimo's was in December. This guy's been out of the ring for 15 and a half months once this fight happens, and prior to that, he only fought once in 2021 and once in 2020. Now, Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, he fought twice in 2022. He fought in December and in August, so he's been staying active. And yes, he only fought once in 2021 and once in 2020 as well. But him having only a 6-month layoff compared to Josh Taylor having a 15-and-a-half-month layoff will favor him, especially when you're Josh Taylor and you're an older fighter compared to Teofimo Lopez. As I said, he's not old, but compared to Lopez, he is. You want to stay active. You don't want to get rusty. Those layoffs, the last thing they help you with is staying consistent in the ring, and him having that layoff compared to Teofimo, who's been pretty active, especially compared to Taylor, definitely favors Lopez. The fourth reason for Lopez is athleticism. Now, as I said, Josh Taylor, he is an athletic fighter as well, but Teofimo Lopez, he is extremely athletic. This guy can do a backflip comfortably. If you look at his physique, he has a very good physique. He is very explosive in the ring, and I would say he's definitely the more athletic of the two fighters. He is very agile. As I said, he's very explosive. He's very quick. He can jump very high. And his athleticism, it's not necessarily the best point when it comes to purely fighting. But once you're in the ring with a fighter and you're going into the 10th, 11th, 12th round, that athleticism will help Teofimo Lopez. The sudden movements, the going in and going out, when he does the lunging in, when he does the lunging out, with his quick counter punches, athleticism will definitely help Teofimo Lopez. I believe he's the more athletic of the two fighters. And the fifth reason is the weight cut. Now, Josh Taylor has been talking about moving out of 140 right after he beat Jose Ramirez. Even prior to that, it was brought up. And when you see the weigh-in pictures for his fight against Jack Catterall, he did not look great. He looked very skinny. He looked very dehydrated. He's 5'10". He's a naturally big guy for the weight, and he's definitely having issues making 140. And to put that into perspective, 5'10", he's taller than Terrence Crawford. I believe he's about Errol Spence's height. So this is a guy fighting at 140. He is having a lot of issues cutting weight. And Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, has been making weight very comfortably. This is a guy who just moved up to 140 back in August of 22. He fought Pedro Campa, came in at 138 and 3/4, then fought Sandor Martin and came in at 139 and 1/4. He's not having issues making weight from what we've seen so far, while Josh Taylor, on the other hand, has been wanting to move up to 147. So him having a tougher weight cut than Teofimo, who's going to be fully hydrated and feeling very comfortable at 140, is definitely a disadvantage for Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is not a guy that wants to fight Teofimo Lopez dehydrated, especially when Teofimo Lopez decides to go downstairs to the body. Josh Taylor is definitely going to feel it when he's having issue making weight. He's going to feel those body shots. And keep in mind, this is going to be a fight that's likely going to be fought a lot on the inside. And because of that, he's going to be vulnerable to shots downstairs. So a quick little recap for the reasons listed for Teofimo Lopez. Of course, I'm going to give you guys a more detailed breakdown in my prediction video, which will drop tomorrow, and I'll be telling you a more analytical and more strategic prediction, but these are just the reasons for Teofimo Lopez winning. Number one, his youth. He's the younger of the two fighters. Not that Taylor's necessarily old, but him being young definitely helps, especially when it comes to hunger, athleticism, reflexes. Speaking of athleticism is another reason for picking Lopez. He's very agile, he's very explosive, that's definitely going to help him. Third reason is his very good counter-punching. When Taylor presses him, tries getting him on the ropes, and tries letting his hands go, he's going to be open to Teofimo Lopez's counters, as I feel Teofimo Lopez is one of the best counter-punchers at 140, and definitely a better counter-puncher than Josh Taylor. Fourth reason is activity. He's been more active than Josh Taylor. He's been fighting in the ring considerably more, maybe not more, but considerably more recently, as Taylor hasn't fought since February of 2022, while Teofimo fought all the way in December. And the fifth reason is the weight cut. Josh Taylor, a guy that has been wanting to move up to 147 for quite some time now, fighting a guy in Teofimo Lopez who just moved up to 140, is feeling very fresh, has been making weight very comfortably. That's definitely not going to help him. Now, this is a great fight, a really good matchup, genuinely, objectively a tough fight to call. These are the reasons why Teofimo Lopez wins the fight. I would not be surprised if Josh Taylor overcame all of these. It's going to be such a tough fight to predict. I can't wait to make that prediction video, but honestly, I would say winner of this fight has to be put somewhere on that pound-for-pound list. I really believe so, especially if it's Josh Taylor. I actually still have Josh Taylor on my pound-for-pound list. Teofimo Lopez, he's not on it right now, but if he does defeat Josh Taylor and gives Josh Taylor his first career defeat, that would be enough to put him on there. This is a great fight that has definitely been going under the radar. Teofimo Lopez being younger than Josh Taylor, not a huge advantage because he's younger. Another thing I want to mention is that this fight is taking place in Madison Square Garden, which, when you look at Josh Taylor, he's fought in America a couple times in his career. The most notable time was against Jose Ramirez, but throughout his career, he usually fights in Scotland or occasionally in England. And Teofimo Lopez has fought in Madison Square Garden multiple times. He's only fought in America throughout his career. So location-wise, this fight will favor Teofimo Lopez. He'll feel more comfortable. Now, I know Teofimo Lopez is in some hot water of Top Rank, so if it's a close decision, it may not go his favor, but I feel that's a topic for a different discussion. But final thoughts, those are the final 5 reasons. It's going to be a back-and-forth fight. It's going to be an all-out war. I think this has a fight of the year potential written all over it. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, your prediction. If you think Lopez is going to win, tell me your reasoning. If you think Taylor's going to win, tell me your reasoning. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. God bless. I'll see you guys later. Peace.